Okie doke, we are live, I believe, Daniel, my friend. How are you today? Yeah, we're good. We're good to go.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, great. Excited, like always, to start the trading week. I hate it on a holiday that there are no trades to be made. I truly do. Just like to trade, simply as that. So, what's going on, Daniel? What's with the news for
Me
today?
personally, I'm very pretty much hungover, guys. Memorial Day partying. JK, everyone. As we speak, there's some news going on in the world. Some of it's kind of interesting, some of it's not interesting. But as we talked about yesterday, everything today is. Can you guess what, Mickey? What's the number one thing on everyone's mind?
I'm guessing the inflation.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
inflation, inflation, inflation. That's all I hear about from every news source I go to. I'm getting tired of inflation. Just take my money already. So Um, Mickey, I think today we're going to talk about oil on the charts because,
Mhm.
as we said, can you guys guess it? Inflation is leading to higher oil prices, higher demand. We have an OPEC Plus meeting coming up. Hopefully, they'll allow for a more oil demand. Mickey, you remember when oil went negative?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, who won't? So one of the reason, guys, oils went negative is because there was so much supply built up that they were paying you to take away their supply. Now we're running out of supply as in storage. So hopefully that will lead to more demand, more output because the output is artificially set, and hopefully that will relieve some oil prices. Mickey, what are your thoughts on trading oil in general?
Yeah, we will check out the chart in a second. I had a nice couple of runs that I made, several runs that I made there on oil. From that point when it dropped to zero and even less than that, I took some nice trades. Still working on it. I like to trade it actually also intraday, like on a 1 minute chart. A bit aggressive, but since the stop loss is a bit tight, then you can take not just one contract, and uh, if it goes to your favor, then you can make nice profit.
Yeah, I mean, I shorted like very few shares of USO, very few shares, and I held it like an hour. But this period of time I was pretty sick, so I wasn't really trading. Next in the news, we have stocks open positive. The DAX, for you guys who don't know, the DAX is the German index. Mickey speaks German. I'm actually German, and yet I don't speak German. So the DAX is at all-time highs, and the French index, which I will not say because very French, it sounds pretty inappropriate, is at 52 weeks high. Mickey, you trade the DAX ever?
Um, Not that I recalled, I watched it a couple of times, but I don't know, just didn't have the chance, I guess.
Yeah. Um, Next thing I have on my list is a list I prepare a list for everyone. Jobs, 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 air quotes. We have jobs reports later on in the week, um, and that's going to be really important. Mickey and I were talking beforehand, and Mickey, what are your thoughts on this inflation and the jobs and just the whole economic mess we find ourselves in?
I mean, at the end, as traders, it doesn't really concern us since we are in and out of the trades. And this is probably one of the most important things to remember, guys, because you can always talk about macro news and always talk about economics, but at the end of the day, if you are a trader, you don't really care what's going on economic wise. You just want to trade either up or down. So it's going down for this basically.
Well said, Mickey. Very well said. Yeah, so job report later on in this week. Today we have two stocks that I know about. After the bell, we have ZM and HP. God, I love HP computers so much. Great service people.
Don't know
Uh,
why. Oh, as a service. Okay, maybe, yeah.
No, mine broke and they fixed it for free quickly. So I was like,
Okay, so as a
yeah.
company, yeah.
As
But
a
if
company, no, no, not as a stock, but let this be an important lesson, guys.
Yep,
The stock and the company are two different things. I love
definitely.
HP. I'll probably buy another HP computer, but when it comes to trading the stock, I don't really care. It's just a name.
True, true.
Yeah,
One more that reporting before the opening bell, Canopy, the with the cannabis stock CGC. That's the symbol, and it would be interesting to see if it could move high. Because at the end, when Canopy usually goes higher than the other ones goes with her, like TLY and ACB and so on. So pay attention.
ACB,
Yeah. So pay attention to this sector of cannabis.
cannabis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's my 20-year-old me. Don't smoke weed, kids. It's very bad for you. Anyway, uh, on Friday, course PCE climbed to an annual figure of 3.1%. And then consumer prices surged 4.2% week over week. Look, guys, the inflation. Everyone wants to argue about hyperinflation. We're not going to see hyperinflation, but nobody can argue that inflation isn't here. So on the one hand, people will be putting markets their money into the market to counter the inflation because if your money's sitting in cash, in the bank, you're going to lose money to inflation. So we're seeing markets going to all-time highs. The issue with that is, when it comes to trading the
The
stock, I don't
Fed
really
might
care.
make
It's just a name.
policies for a rate hike.
Mickey, I know you said we don't really care, but are you feeling the inflation? Do you just the topic again over and over again? It's on our list for what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, and it probably will be until they find new news basically,
Yeah.
so they can pump to the market and to the investors. Um, at the end, prices always rising, right? And there's always an inflation, like in a global, like a macro look. Um, the prices always moving higher, and yeah, this is something that most people don't really need
Think
to,
about,
yeah, I think about, yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah, guess so.
my parents. Anyway, um, we have some European news for you Europeans. Um, EU manufacturing rebounds and German unemployment dropped significantly. So that job growth we're seeing in America, we're also seeing in Europe. The British pound has hit a 3-year high. Um, UK has good vaccines, which whether your thoughts are not on vaccines is irrelevant because the market likes vaccines. On Friday, and good manufacturing. So that's the news on the macro side. Mickey, anything you want to add?
No, I don't want to get into that, but we can add some charts.
The fun part.
Yeah, so let's go to do that. Um, so we're looking at let's take the S&P and the Nasdaq. We talked about it yesterday on the weekly recap, and right now you can see the S&P is still stronger than the Nasdaq, moving higher, breaching this resistance level, and from that point, as you can see, going all the way up. I don't see a reason why we won't see it breaking to a new all-time high and probably get some resistance around this level, the channel that we've been trading at for the last few months. So at the moment, the way I see it, we are going higher. Obviously, we might see some pullbacks along the way. This is a 4-hour chart, so intraday we probably won't see it just moving up and that's it. We will have some pullbacks, but don't see a reason why not to go higher at the moment. And the Nasdaq is doing pretty much the same, is a bit slower, and this is something that you want to take into consideration because most of the time you see, like we talked about it, you see like a correlation between the ES and the Nasdaq, and they're working together, going the same direction, and also at the same speed or the same momentum. But at the moment, if I'm comparing the ES, look here for a second. If I'm comparing the ES at the bottom left and the Nasdaq, um, you can see that the ES is much stronger, breaking to new highs, while the Nasdaq is moving higher, but much less momentum, I guess. So which less momentum. So basically, if we will drop down, look to trade the Nasdaq and stocks from the Nasdaq, because it will be a rapid move to the downside. If we continue higher, just look to trade the ES or stocks from the ES. So uh, that way you give yourself some edge. If you will trade Nasdaq stocks, there will be probably will be less um, volatile or will go higher but less than what you will see in S&P stocks. This in regarding to that, CL, if I'm looking at a 1H, oh wow, Daniel, what the hell?
What happened? Let me check. CL.
Oh, we missed that so bad.
Yesterday?
Listen, guys. 2 days ago, Thursday. Listen, guys. What was it? Like the 26th of May, we talked about it live. That if it will break the level and retest it, we can go long. Look what happened 2 days after that. Broke through that level, retest it, and come on, this is the simplest trade ever. How could we miss that? I missed that. Uh, wow, that's a super nice trade of at least $2 on a nothing risk.
Wow.
Like, what is it? 40 cents risk, $2. This is great money. And it was super easy. And
Well, on the
exactly as
right
the
side,
scenario.
this kind of price action, I guarantee there's more traders like us that feel kind of are now paying attention to the market of oil,
Mhm.
and I think we should keep oil on our watch list for the next couple of days.
Most definitely. It
Yeah.
made a nice move. Still probably will do some nice move again. I see you're resisting around the 69.50. Let's see if we'll reach that. Yeah, I hate missing trades like this because if you already have the setup, you already have the scenario, you understand what you want to do, but you just miss it because you didn't pay attention and did other things. It's a bummer. Okay, let's look at some stocks. Yeah.
Guys, I forgot to mention this in the daily brief, but AMC is popping up. Um, AMC is being heavily shorted, and AMC over the vacation announced that for people who are vaccinated in America, they don't have to wear a mask in the cinema. And there was a poll that asked people, "Do you feel that the cinema is still needed? Does the cinema replaced or not replaced by the home theater?" And people overwhelmingly said, "I want to go back to the movies." So could be a good catalyst for an AMC short squeeze. So that's the
I mean,
background info.
it looks amazing actually. Already had a nice, like a, what is it? It's like a double, like 100%, or even more.
Yeah, more. I think it's like several hundred at this point. Cause
Yeah. So
yeah,
made a crazy, crazy move in the
it's at
last
30.
week.
Holy wow!
Yeah, yeah, that's what. And we talked about it above
Yeah, I was talking about
1480.
14.
1480, yeah. So it made a nice, nice momentum to the upside, looking pretty good. 31 at the moment. We'll definitely look into it. Just make sure you don't get caught in the manipulation,
When
because
this drops, it's
yeah,
gonna drop like a hammer being thrown out of a window.
pretty much like this one on Friday. It went up, then took a lot of people in. A lot of people saw that move up above 34, got in, got in, got in. Then they all went down with it. So just make sure it's super manipulated. So just make sure you're watching it carefully and
Make sure
understand
you
the
guys be
chart.
careful. Just sorry, Mickey, but these kinds of names are going to fry a lot of people. Don't be one of the people who get fried.
That's
Don't have the FOMO. Like with the Dogecoin, when everyone, when girls, when inappropriate girls are bragging about Dogecoin on those websites, sorry guys, it might be time to get out of it. So when everyone is talking about AMC, you may want to be careful. And look, AMC, I love AMC. I went there as a child almost every weekend. I have a lot of fond memories. Company ain't worth $100 a share, so be careful, guys. Or even at $30 a share, company's broke. So
Okay. But like always, Daniel, the economic behind the company is not really the one who's moving it, right? Because
yeah, but at a certain point, the company will reverse. And
yeah.
you have these people who they buy into the average down,
Hmm.
and eventually reality will hit them, and they it's AMC to the moon, and to the moon equals bankruptcy. So be careful, guys. Just a warning.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let's see what else. We said Canopy reported.
yeah. Canopy reported another weed favorite.
Yeah, so at the moment, pretty flat from yesterday, from Friday close, around the $26. The sector, the cannabis sector, looking pretty good to the upside.
What about like TLRY
Yeah,
as like a sympathy play?
I saw TLY as well. Again, looking pretty good to the upside. Went crazy from 65 to 15. I'm actually in that trade. I had the same mistake on AMC when I didn't took my partial. When I didn't take my partial, and I did the same mistake here in TLY. It's like a not really mistake because I just didn't pay attention to them. So it's some of a mistake. Anyway, I went all the way. I bought it at 9, went all the way up to 65. I didn't sell, and now I'm still in profit, but much less than what I had. So I'm waiting for the pop up definitely in Tillery. Looking pretty good, to the upside. If I'm breaking through this resistance level of the pre-market around the 1760, definitely look for the upside. Let me see if I have some other stocks on my
I have some names if you
scanner.
want.
Yeah, going up, down.
BBB, BB, BlackBerry, is
BB.
at
Yeah,
2 million volume at the pre-market. It's basically an AMC sympathy play. All these Reddit stocks are
yeah,
being into the same basket.
yeah,
There's
definitely.
no real catalyst. It's just fun trading for some people.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it at the moment, I guess, since it's all since that move from yesterday, from Friday, and also no catalyst just because AMC going up. I don't know. FFIV dropping down. I don't see any activity in
PBR.
pre-market. Let's see. Which one you're saying?
No, never mind. It's not a. It's a Brazilian. It's forget this one. AMD is up 2% in the pre-market.
AMD,
AMD.
yeah, 81. Plenty of room to the upside, I
I mean, you were
guess.
talking about a Nasdaq play, so
Right.
Nasdaq sympathy play. AMD would be good exposure in my opinion.
If the Nasdaq will continue higher because it's just it's moving sideways while S&P is moving higher. Um, I don't like it, when they're not correlated, where they are not sync. There's it's
There's not
hard.
balance in the force.
Yeah, it's harder to trade. Yeah, it's harder to
The
trade.
force is not in sync. Star Wars.
uh,
Noke, NOK. Also another what's it called? Reddit Wall Street Bets name.
Pretty flat. 518.
NIO's up almost 4% with over almost 2 million shares traded.
Yeah, and I saw it.
NIO and plug.
I see that GameStop also moving higher.
What's
Uh,
GME at?
Futu also going higher, FUTU,
GME is short sell restricted.
but in GME,
Yeah, I don't like to trade these kind of stocks because they get pretty manipulated because market makers have to find create longs and they can get pretty spready at certain areas.
okay, I see that the FUTU and moving higher after it report that huh, in Singapore already more than 100,000 clients, paying clients. FUTU, do you know what they're doing?
Let me find out.
I traded it a few times this couple of months.
An advanced technology company. I think it's like an automated investor advisor.
Okay, so
Yeah,
147 at the moment.
offering digitized brokerage and wealth management
Okay,
for Asian clients.
looking pretty good to the upside. I don't see any interference all the way to the 155, something like that. So just keep an eye on the pivots intraday, but basically looking pretty good to the upside. Uh,
SPCE is in
hold
play,
on,
but
hold on.
SPCE, sorry,
147.94, you have this resistance level. Maybe if we will break through that level and retest it, then you can go uh, long. So basically breaking through, pull back, and then from that point go long on the FUTU.
go long FUTU.
Which one did you mention?
Um, space is also in play. But
Any
I
news
mean,
or just
no, but it's been in play before. It's just one of those traded stocks. Miki, your favorite stock in the whole world is in play. Ford.
what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think today as the markets, build up, a lot of QQQ names are going to move. I'm really interested to see this AMC drama unfold. I think we're at the end of the cycle. We're at
Okay.
the nearly the peak.
Mhm.
I'm not going to short it or anything until I see a kind of signal, but I love it when people think they're making money and they're making money easily, and then it all goes to shit in a handbasket. That's my favorite part of this.
Nice.
Yeah.
CLDR running high on news reported. So
CLDR.
CLDR, yeah, traded at 16 at the moment. So this is pretty nice. Next resistance level is around the 1680, and from there all the way up to the close of the gap at about 1740. So we still got room to the upside.
CLDR looks nice
Uh,
on several time frames.
mm, so one option could be looking to get in around the $16. Depends on the pattern, obviously. The other one will be breaking through the 1680, then retest it, pull back to it, and then move higher. And you can also try to play it with a limit order to the upside. So it will go down from the beginning, from the opening of the market, will drop down to 1570. Then you could look to buy it around that level. Hopefully, it will go higher than that. Does look for a nice area to go in. CLDR should
I
be
think
on
there's
the
a
screen.
rumor of the stock being purchased, so
Oh yeah,
be careful. Yeah, I read it somewhere.
Goldman moving higher, $4 up. But other than that, I don't see a lot of activity.
AMC is just, God.
What do you say about VT and R moving from
Um,
188 to to 780, or today
Seems
already
like
at
it
10.
seems like a pump and dump low float.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't see the stock going any higher, and I don't see me getting filled in a short quickly without getting some kind of special deal on short locates. So
I mean, it's already 9.6, but this is the high of a all-time high,
what's all time high?
1125.
I think you get. I think 10 would. I think when it breaks 10, it's gonna roll over.
Okay, let's put some levels right here at 930. This is a great level. Then you can use the 1025 and the close of the gap at 1110.
Which stock did you say? VNTR?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I was looking at something else.
Okay, so as you can see, when in pre-market, when you're looking at it, not a lot to do because there are a lot of resistant levels. So either one of the plays that you can go with is breaking through that 1025, retesting it as support, and from that taking it all the way up to 11. And but maybe the best one will be after breaking through 1150